I didn't even start recording. Okay, so yes, this is me. Hey, we are recording from the balcony today. The audio started before the video, so I'm gonna have to remember to. Anyway, so I bought some hand cream from France today. It is rich cream. Yves Rocher from Bretagne. I don't know where the fuck it's from, but anyone who's telling you that like Florence is not a vibe is lying to you. Like this, okay, to get here, the struggle was a bit real. The struggle was, I can't even lie, like I didn't turn on my data from the phone. Okay, like I was struggling earlier today, bro. We were having a moment, but after like two pizzerias, a gelato, chocolate, factory, and one of the wine bars, like, yo, there's like three more pizzerias and a Florence steak shop to check out. Like, people are lying to you if they're telling you that like Florence is not the vibe. Lies, lies. Florence is a vibe. Like, I think that if you're broke, yeah, if you're broke, don't go anywhere in Europe. It's not the vibe if you don't have any funds. But, if you save some funds, like if you've worked for 2 weeks, you can spend a check, like one check, like basically $2,000 is enough money to get you to somewhere to have like a nice little time for a single person. I'm not talking about balling out and doing like 5-star things. I'm simply talking about doing like pretty middle class stuff. I feel like everybody like always misses out on that, and I'm trying to like bring you guys into the vibe of that. Like, I went to a wine shop today. I got a bunch of recommendations for bottles. We'll go over the bottles that I got. Maybe I'll just go grab them actually. Hold on a second. I'll grab them. So I got two. I basically went to this wine shop today and they let me like, I tried a bunch of wine and I was trying to get a bunch of recommendations for red wine that I couldn't get in Germany. And so we got some. I don't want to unwrap them because I don't have to wrap them back up. Ugh. Okay. So the first bottle that I don't want to unwrap this. I'm gonna have to like wrap it back up, bro. The first bottle that we have. I don't want to unwrap it. This is gonna make me cry, dude. I'm not drinking it. I'm just like unwrapping it to tell you guys what it is. It is a Chianti Bulgari Rossi from Tuscany. Okay, so when we drink this one, like I am gonna open it and drink it, and when we do that, we'll talk more about it and we can unpack it. I wanted you guys to know that like I have the bottle. I'm gonna keep unwrapping them because I don't have to wrap them back. And like I have to take these back with me to Germany, so I don't want to like go through all that. But I don't know. I got this booking for like, I don't know, it was like €60 or something like that. So not very expensive, but I did get it like last minute, so it's probably like nobody else wanted to book it, and so I got a better price. I found an audio tour. One of my coworkers basically told me about the top of this mountain that you should view, and I found an audio tour of that. So I'm gonna take that in about an hour when my phone charges. I just wanted to come on and come out and talk to you guys. I have like 50% charge, so I need to spend like 30 more minutes charging my phone before I go out and do that before the sun goes down. But Florence is a whole vibe. Like, all the architecture is really pretty. The food is really good. It seems like the bookings are not like that expensive. It's kind of a vibe. I have a list that I'll put in the description box here. It's like a Google list of the places that I saw. I'll make another video about the places that I saw. Highly recommend you go see those places. But I got a Flixbus ticket and like a pretty cheap booking. And this is a really lovely town. Like I really like it a lot. It's very cute. Initially I thought because I was staying for such a short amount of time, I wouldn't need a booking at all, but I think that that's just so untrue because like once you take the Flixbus in to a new town, like even though it seems like the day that you're on the bus you won't need the booking, always book your hostel or your Airbnb, whatever you're staying in, book it for the night even that you're on the bus, and then the next night, and then if you're flying out the next night, maybe don't book the third night, but the first 2 nights, like even like the so like let's say that you're on the Flixbus at like a 10 p.m. on the 24th or whatever, and then the 25th you're gonna be in the town, like book the Airbnb or the hostel for the 24th and the 25th if you're flying out on the or you're busing out on the 26th, just so that you have those 2 nights to like come in and get your shit together, because like coming in and getting your shit together is a really big deal. Like just being able to like use the bathroom, maybe shower if you need to, change clothes, maybe nap for an hour or two, like that's kind of a big deal. And it like charge your phone, like all that shit, you'll be trying to figure that shit out at a coffee shop, and some of it made my experience when I first got here really bad because I was trying to figure all that stuff out. I was trying to get my internet, all that shit figured out, and like I wasn't connected. It was all the stuff, and like once I got on the Wi-Fi here, I was able to realize like how to turn my data roaming on and all that shit. So I finally got online, but that took a minute. Like I was struggling before I got that. And so if you just like wait until you get all of that stuff to happen, it's gonna be brutal. Like this kind of made my trip not pleasant. Like it was an unpleasant experience initially. Mm. Also, I kind of want to say like this definitely was not like an expensive trip. I feel like when I went to London, I spent like $1,000 easily, but I just kept buying. Like I had the funds and I just kept buying shit. But I feel like this Florence trip is gonna be like a $500 trip, and that's not like that bad. It could even be like a $300 trip, and that's with me doing every single thing I wanted to do, having all the meals that I wanted to have, having all of the wine I want to have. I'm even taking 2 bottles back. I mean, with all of that, I think it would still be like a $350 trip. 350 euro trip, which is like a pretty affordable amount. Like this is I get why people say this is like a really nice location to travel to. They had a whole street that was like, it was like a luxury store street. I didn't record it because it just felt kind of like, I don't know. You travel the street for yourself. I mean, I'll post like one photo of like where it is, so if you are like wanting to travel, but I found that street from somewhere else that the bus had taken me, and it was just like a street of all, oh my god, it was like all luxury brands. It was Hermes, it was Louis V, it was Chloe, it was Hermes, it was all of those major brands on one block. It was great, it was lovely. If you've got like 20 bands to spend, easily they will take your funds, right? Like for me, I feel like my 20 bands trip is reserved for Paris. I'm gonna spend it all at the Row. To me, that's like the only brand I've seen that's like worth the money for me, but everyone else has their brands, their things. Like until I am spending money on the Row, I'm gonna continue rocking everything I'm wearing is basically Gap and Uniqlo, and I've had it for a while. This is not new stuff. I've kept it. I haven't even washed this jacket yet. I've washed my jeans like once. Same boots I've had for like about a year and a half now, so I'm definitely not giving you guys a brand trip. Like, I just wanted to come on and be in Florence and to say, like, what's up? Like, hey, Florence, you know? Like, I'm sorry, I just never thought I would, like, be. This would be me. I'm that girly who's, like, vlogging to you, like, drinking wine in Italy. Like, bitch, holler at me. I guess this is me. Let me not even joke. Like, I guess I did know this would be me, but I haven't seen any girlies doing it before, so I guess I'm the first girly like me who I've seen do this. So this is going to be in my own sort of brand, in my own take, but like I said, and I want to like really reiterate this. If you are a girly who's watching me and you want to be like a sponsored girly, like, don't take these types of trips without some sort of sponsorship. Like, my trip is not necessarily sponsored, but I'm on a contract through Europe right now, and like the money that I'm making, I'm using it to like tour Europe. Like, I'm earning money specifically that's going into a fund to tour Europe. So it's kind of a sponsored trip a little bit. I mean, I'm working to sponsor the trip, but the money isn't coming from nowhere, and I don't want people to watch my video and believe that like that is the case. If you would like to take trips like that and you don't have sponsorship, please comment on the video. Like, I'm actually looking for people to sponsor. I would be happy to create a fund of like 500 euro or something for you to go to and from, you know, and be able to take a trip that, you know, that you are enjoying, that you're able to do the things that I've done and maybe blog even more. It would probably be a ways out from now, maybe like 6 months for it to be this price, but you could definitely do the same thing, and I would be happy to sponsor it if you're like the person who's like, oh my god, I really want to do this. But it's mostly like planning, right? And kind of like luck of the draw sometimes. If you plan 2 months out, you'll be able to get pretty good rates on trips to anywhere. If you plan like a week before, you're gonna get really bad rates on everywhere. If you plan for like a month or 2 months out, you'll get decent rates. So if you plan for like 5 months out, you'll get incredible rates, like $20, 30 euros, you know. And for those rates, you can plan an extravagant trip. You can plan a really like great trip where you will have a great experience, and you can plan every portion of your trip and it will be awesome. This was kind of last minute. Like, I only had the opportunity to get a cheap FlixBus ticket, and I just found this like booking for cheap, but anyway, just wanted to say that. We'll come back later to talk more.